That's right.
Reach out.
Call them, and then once you call, they're going to set an appointment, and you might get to meet these two young gentlemen here. We got Blake Kaziski, my son, and we got Simon Hoffman. How you guys doing?
Great.
Good.
Happy to be here.
Yeah.
So these guys are the young bucks, Chris. They actually had the most sales last month, and as you know, Doug's off golfing in Canada. You seen those pictures?
What's going on with him,
awesome. They're beautiful.
Have you talked to him at all?
Yeah, we've been reaching out, and he's just having a blast. They take care of him over there. Cox Communications.
They don't mess around by any stretch.
They took care, for sure. So he's having fun. So I get to take over, right, and bring whoever I want.
Yeah,
and
so thank goodness it was appropriate.
Yes,
I kind of got
There were other
guess
people.
What? Well, I'm bringing 2 people to the show tomorrow. Oh, okay, cool.
So you guys have both just started recently, right, Blake? How long have you been doing it?
Just about beginning of April.
In April, and when did you come on, Simon?
Yeah, beginning of the year.
Beginning of the year. So basically, they just started out, and they're when you call in that 1-800, you do the theme.
You want me to play the thing?
Call Doug Hopkins 1-800-SALE-NOW.
Yeah, I'm getting sick of it too. So anyway, you call that, and you'll talk to someone. They'll set an appointment, and then most likely you will see Blake or Simon. They come to the door, and what are you guys seeing out there, Simon? We'll start with you. What is it that when you go to that appointment, there are things that you have to do to follow up, right? What are the things that you look at, and like how are you determining the value of that house?
Yeah, I think right now more than ever, you just really have to pay attention to the comps, right? And the market is soft, so sellers have to be reasonable with where they're pricing the house at. But if you price it right out of the gate, I think me and Blake both, I mean, houses are
Blake
selling.
and I.
Blake and I.
Oh, yeah, Doug would yell at you.
Yeah, sorry. Doug, don't fire me. But yeah, if it's priced right out of the gate, I mean, we're seeing houses sell. What do you think, Blake?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it seems like houses are either selling within the first 10 to 30 days or they're just sitting on the market. And a lot of that is being aggressive, both when you first price the house and then doing price reductions to fill out the market.
Yeah, we were looking like last week, we're talking about how it's taking, 60, 90 days to sell a house. And that's mainly because it's not priced right, correct?
Yeah, and also I think there's a lot of people who have maybe put money into the home or they refinanced during COVID when the getting was good and they have an awesome rate, but their loan amount is too high or to be able to walk away with any type of profit, they can't physically reduce the price
so? They
of their
maxed
house.
out the amount they could borrow off of it.
A lot of people did do that. When rates were low, they not only took advantage of the low rates, but they also combined their car loan and their and why not? You were getting 2.5%.
Oh yeah,
right?
you couldn't beat it.
So, but in doing that, you ate up a lot of equity, and I think people are seeing that, and that's what makes it tough, right? Now, obviously, you have a cash price and a list price, right? And let's if you're going to pay cash for it and not have any closing costs, not have all the hassle. There's got to be a little margin there for profit, so that they're not going to get that price is going to be less than the list price, correct?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there is a certain cost to convenience, but at the end of the day, with cash, it's no fees, no commissions. You pick your close date. We do a non-refundable $5,000 earnest money up front. And so far, in Doug's 30 years with 22,000 houses sold, he's never pulled out of a deal. So
wow, that is amazing, right? He says that guarantee, and you hear that all over the radio now. Other people, competitors advertising, and they don't have the clout that Doug has. In other words, when he says he's going to do it, he does it, right? And that's great when you're out there in the field knowing that, hey, I know that if I tell these people we can buy the house, it's going to happen because Doug's backing it, right?
Yeah, I think Simon, we talked about this the other day where the biggest tool that we have when we walk into a house is the Doug Hopkins logo on our shirt.
The name on the shirt. Right?
Yeah. And just that trust. He's been here for so long, and we're also the only people who do 0-day inspection periods, which is huge. Nobody.
That means that you don't have someone coming out looking at the house. It's like, hey, we've looked
Deal
at
is
it.
done at that point. You can't back out unless you lose the earnest money, and that's what Doug sets himself up for, so that he knows there's no way, and he puts that money right where his mouth is, so he knows the deal is going to close.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So
you ever find that you guys have to teach people a lot about, like, because most people think, hey, you're going to buy this house for me and you're going to do nothing and then put a stick in front of the house and sell it for way more money. Do you guys really go through and explain to them what kind of process goes on after you pick up the house, what kind of money you're going to have to come out of pocket to get it ready? Do you kind of run them through those costs so that they understand what the offer looks like where it sits? I mean,
Yeah, I think it certainly depends on the house, but a lot of the times the house needs a lot of work, right? And things are not cheap, especially with tariffs. I mean, that was a scary time. People didn't know what the cost of a rehab would be. So we certainly do our due diligence and try and inform the sellers as much as we can.
And I went to do a renovation and I got bids. You guys, you're not even gonna believe this stuff that I thought was gonna cost me $30,000. It was $45,000,
Right.
Yeah.
50 grand almost on a couple of them. It was double what I was expecting.
Right.
I mean, it really has increased so much now that you can't go and just do something for $5,000. It's now 10. Every 10 grand you thought's now 20.
Right. Yeah, it's gotten way out of hand. And I know you guys love when Doug Hopkins sends out those checks, right? I mean, I keep threatening that I'm going to cash my check. Marcus got one too the other day, a friend of ours, and he did the same thing. So obviously the check isn't real, but it kind of just gives you an idea of maybe what the house would be.
ballpark?
But it's a ballpark, and that's not an exact number. And of course, they haven't seen your home. So, but I know it's people sometimes get upset about that. Would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had one guy threaten to sue. But it's like if your house was maybe HGTV ready, right? And a lot of houses are very nice and they're turnkey and maybe not a lot of work needs to be done, but it's an estimate of a zip code and depending on if there's new builds in that area or a whole slew of different factors could impact the check amount.
What percentage of people, when you go out to their home, is turnkey? I mean, would you say that you could just turn around and list? I mean, is it half of the homes? Is it a quarter of them? I mean, or do most of them really need renovation?
Yeah, I think all the agents kind of go on somewhat different appointments. A lot of the appointments that I go on are mostly turnkey and going to be listing. I'm not sure, Blake, what your experience is.
Yeah, I would say a majority of them are. And a lot of people are just looking to not go through the process of listing and showing and having all that fun stuff happen. But at the end of the day, to get the most amount of money out of the house, it's an unfortunate road you have to take where, yes, you do want to have people through the house, and that's going to get you as close to market value as possible.
And I would just really encourage people, if they're thinking about selling their house, to just have us come out and meet with you, because I think everybody on our team does a phenomenal job just going over all the options available to somebody. So it's great to just be informed, even if you choose not to put the house.
Back in the old days, you would go and you'd have a realtor come out. They wouldn't come out with a cash offer. They wouldn't. You'd have one option. You fit into this box, and if you didn't, it was like, you're going to call somebody else.
Exactly.
Sorry. And we do everything here.
Yeah, you're able to, because some options aren't going to work for some people, right? I'm starting to see a lot of short sales out there, meaning that, obviously they owe more than their house is worth, so they're going to sell it for less. And so how does that happen? And I'm getting so many calls on this. So basically what has to happen is the mortgage company has to agree to that, right? In order for you to sell, the title company is going to order the payoff from the mortgage company. And when that payoff is higher than the sales price, mortgage companies are like, hey, you can't sell it. Either you come up with the money or you get the mortgage company to agree to sell for less. And that can take time. We're talking 60, 90 days plus, right? Because they have to go through all their process to make sure that, hey, are we really going to take a loss on this? Now, keep in mind, mortgage companies do not want to go to foreclosure. Foreclosure is costly, expensive. The value of the home goes down generally after a foreclosure. So they would rather do a short sale than a foreclosure. But if they think that you can afford to come up with the money, they're going to want you to do that, right?
You're going to try to hold your feet to the fire, huh?
Yeah. So I had somebody tell me, he's like, well, I sold it for less. That's all it's worth. Too bad for the mortgage company. I go, it doesn't work that way. I don't think you realize, sure, you can walk away from it, but then, they are going to, you're not going to be able to sell it because the mortgage company has to sign off on that too. You kind of both own the house in reality, right? So
you can't say sorry. You can't
say that.
You're holding the note.
It's so funny. The guy's like, well, too bad for them. I go, well, yeah, and you too, because they're not going to allow for that sale.
Yeah.
And, so it will go down that foreclosure route, which you definitely don't want on your credit.
That's a bad, that's the ding that you don't want to have happen for nothing.
You don't. It creates a lot of problems, for you buying houses in the future, for even trying to rent, if you have that on there. So it's important to try to work with the mortgage company to figure that out, and they will work with you. It's just, it's not a fun road at all. And hopefully you're not in that position because it's definitely changed. As you said, it's a soft market. So explain that, meaning that, we all talk about there's lots of inventory. Buyers have a lot of options now, and sellers are giving a lot of concessions as you did with your house, right? And Simon, you bought a new home, gosh, at 19, right?
Correct, yeah.
That is awesome.
Hold on, Simon, you're what, 20 now?
20.
Now, how old are we, Simon?
23.
23. Okay, 4 years now.
Yeah, 23.
Amazing.
And he acts like he's 30. So that's the good thing is he's got the mindset. But let's go back to what you did. At 19, you bought a 4-bedroom brand new home in Eastmark,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
And you took the master bedroom and then you rented the other 3 rooms out, correct?
Yeah.
And about how much were you getting for those?
Each one was around $850, $900 per bedroom.
And that pretty much almost covered your mortgage, right?
Yep. Covered my mortgage.
So you were living for free in a master bedroom in a brand new home at 19, getting all that equity. I'm sure that house is worth a lot more now than it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Sounds like my wife. That's how she
He's a
does it.
smart guy right
What's
there.
that?
Rent free. Sounds like my wife. Rent free.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Hopefully she's not listening to this.
Right,
She's
no,
just
she doesn't
taking care of my grandbaby.
Yeah.
Blake, you are about to hear a good earful of something. Coming back more than Doug.
So, hey, Doug wanted me to give a shout out to everybody. He's sorry he couldn't be here, but he said I can invite whoever I want. So I invited these 2 young studs who are they won last month's salesman of the
Well,
month.
Simon beat me by 1.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't realize that. Nice. But you both,
champion.
Yeah, I don't really think about it.
sounds like you don't. But when you won, what did you get? You guys got a special prize,
Yeah, we
right?
got to see the Sam Hunt concert.
Oh,
down at
nice.
Gila River. Yeah.
Nice. I
it was
know,
cool.
Simon, you weren't able to go, right?
I wasn't. I gave my tickets to somebody else, but
Nice.
Yeah.
And you went with my other son.
Yeah. My younger brother and my wife, we went. It was a lot of fun.
Oh,
It was
nice,
very cool.
nice. So that's good. Little perks, right?
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
Doug has this crazy idea. He bought a house right next to this office, right? Beautiful
Oh, yeah.
office. And then he tore down the wall so that you can walk from the parking lot to the house.
Yep.
And what's the plan there?
It depends on who you ask.
or
I
lack
think.
thereov.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a house he kind of remodeled. It's a 4-bedroom, I think.
Yeah, I think he added
I saw
another bedroom
Another
slash
bedroom.
office kind of
I
thing.
think he's gonna have a weight room in there.
Yeah.
He's gonna have, but it's an actual house, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be like an office, extra offices.
Dude, did I miss this? Like, he actually knocked out wall
Yeah.
to go in
Yeah.
there.
It's
It's walks
they're
from
crazy.
here over to the house. Yeah.
We'll have to go see it afterwards. Yeah, it's
I
pretty
missed this.
crazy. So you just go across the parking lot, and bam, you have a whole house to hang out in.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a boiler room, I guess. Kind of.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, hey, he's expanding, I guess. So
Yeah.
you gotta have more room. But when he told me it, I thought he was joking. And then I see the guys out there knocking the wall down.
Oh yeah.
He's like, yeah, I want to have an extra office in a house.
I think so far the only thing set in stone is we're gonna play a bunch of Halo there. I think that's
Yeah, I'm sure the production's going to go way up. Yeah. For
Yeah,
that. But,
it's great though because we're on appointments. You know, we drive all over the place, come back. We have a central location. It's our little bat cave.
yeah. There you go.
nice. So yeah, he's always thinking outside the box for sure. You know, one of the things that came up, and I sent this to you, Chris, is when you pay rent, and let's say you're paying rents are maybe $2,500 a month right now for a 3-bedroom, right? That's probably on the low side. But when we do mortgages and we pull your credit, you got your car loan, you got everything in there, credit cards, but you don't have your rent. You know that rent is not reported unless, of course, you're late and get in trouble and you have a judgment on you,
Yeah,
right?
you get foreclosed or you're not foreclosed, kicked out. Evicted.
Yeah. So they're thinking about adding that to the calculation for.
Let me read the news story that
go
you
ahead.
sent. Trump administration announces huge change to help new home buyers. It says that Bill Pulte, director of the Federal Housing FHFA, announced on X that they're going to allow Americans to use their rent to qualify for a mortgage. Credit history will no longer just include credit cards and loans, he wrote. This is huge. The change will specifically goes that the mortgages sold to Fannie and Freddie will now accept the use of a Vantage Score 4.0 credit score to determine the loan qualifications in lieu of a FICO.
Yeah, that's really huge because sometimes I'm telling people they only qualify for say $2,000 a month, but I've been paying $3,000 for the last 2 years. Why can't I use that? So this is a great benefit, and honestly, what a better gauge of if you're going to make your payments than your rent because it's where you live, and so. Yeah. I think it's a great step forward, and I think actually Trump. We have a clip of Trump talking about it. I believe.
I spoke to Fannie and Freddie, great friends, great people. They love it. I love it. We'll use the rent.
All right. Yeah, that was great. Good job.
Very good, man. Blake pulling out his Trump impression.
Yeah, I'm so glad he's friends with Franny and Freddie, but not with Pal, right?
Right.
No, it seems like they do not get along.
I don't
Dude,
see them
that
having
came
lunch
out on Thursday or Friday. It says Trump's OMB director, that's the Office of Management and Business, I believe. Director says that Powell's grossly mismanaged the Fed as the White House increases pressure on Jerome Powell. And they're coming up on this meeting on, I think it's July the 29th and 30th.
Yeah.
Do you think that they're going to actually lower the rate, or do you think that he's going to eventually just resign?
I think that they will lower the rate. I don't know by how much, probably just a quarter, probably a small amount, because there's so much pressure, even within Powell's own group. They're kind of saying, yeah, it's time to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think resigning. I don't know. He seems like he's pretty stubborn. And
well,
resigning.
the new thing that came out is that the Congress is looking at they're doing some renovations over there at the Fed, and he's done some stuff that might not be 100% legal, and so they're actually now kind of putting him under the microscope. And at one point, if you're Jerome Powell and you're some rich old guy with a ton of money, don't you just say piss off and that's it?
But then it would seem like Trump won. What do you do? Buy a house next to the Fed, and he's like using that for offices?
Yeah, he tore down the wall.
He tore the wall down between the parking lot. Yeah,
he's playing Halo over there.
I just think it was interesting. They got to do something, though. I mean, everybody else around the whole entire planet's lowering their interest rates, and then Trump said we should be 3 percentage points lower.
Yeah, I mean, and not only that, but it's costing the U.S. a fortune, right? $900 billion, I think Trump said, if we keep the rates this high, just in the interest that we're paying. So hopefully it happens and we see the lower rates. But in the meantime, and I keep saying this, is if I hear one more person say, I'm waiting for rates to lower before I buy a house, you can just punch them, right?
That's
Is that legal?
awful.
I think you can legally punch them. I don't think
you
they
can.
say that.
But
Because
you
the
want
reality
to.
is you buy it, you're going to pay a little bit more for now. But with all the incentives and everything that the sellers are given, when the rates drop, then you can lower your rate. And again, we talk about the 2-1 buy down all the time. Blake, you took advantage of that. Mm-hmm. The seller paid on a $500,000 house. It would probably be around $13,000 for the buy down. Mm-hmm. They give you $13,000. It goes into your account. Let me repeat that. It goes on your mortgage statement. You'll see it, $13,000 credit to you. And every month, a little bit of that is depleted to make up the difference. You started at 4.5%, if I can. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 4.5%. So rates are at 6.5%. You have 4.5% for a whole year. Mm-hmm. That really drastically reduces your payment by almost $800, $900, right?
Yeah.
So that helps out tremendously, right? You guys are starting out, taking care of the grandkid, right?
Yeah.
Ollie. Shout out to Ollie.
Shout out to Ollie. He's listening.
He's listening. So that enables you to get in at a low rate. And if the rates drop at the end of the year, you're going to get a majority of that $13,000 back, probably $11,000. And sometimes they send you the check. Sometimes they take it right off the principal. But that, in other words, you do not lose that money. That money actually is still in the account. So when people say, I'm waiting for the rate, well, is 4.5 low enough for you? 4%? Mm-hmm. And not to mention some of the builder incentives out there where, they're at 3.5. So, you are allowed, I think, legally. I think Trump actually made that announcement.
I don't think that's
You
part of
can
the
punch
big,
him.
beautiful bill.
It's allowed. It's beautiful.
I might have been mistaken.
It's a big, beautiful bill. You can punch people if they say rates are too high. I'm gonna wait. But yeah. So we got to get in some other stories. What is some of the craziest thing you've seen out there, Simon, when you go to a house?
Oh, Blake, you've had the chicken house, right?
Oh, yeah. To each his own. But they had about 100 chickens on the property, but they were free roaming, meaning they could
Free
roam.
range?
Yeah.
Is that when you buy it at the store, free range chicken?
Yeah, they're allowed inside the house.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, whoa! They're allowed inside the house?
Yeah. So that was
So the house is
interesting,
like a
and
chicken coop?
a little bit, yeah. And also, just for the record, I'm not afraid of birds. But
Oh, yeah, you have that phobia of birds.
I'd say they're afraid of me.
Dude,
No, I
Doug
think when he
got
was
chased
little,
by
he got
chickens,
bit by a
too.
bird or something, right?
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I suppressed, just shoved it
Suppressed
deep
anger.
down. Yeah.
Doug has real anxiety. He's like, chickens are mean, dude. He'll sit down and have a conversation with you and let you know.
So were they nipping at you?
No, I stayed very far away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you end up buying the house?
We did, yeah.
Oh,
wow.
And in a situation like that, if you're unsure about the condition of your house and you're thinking to yourself, man, I really don't know if I could facilitate having people come in and see the house, which if you're selling your house, you're going to have people see it, right? You wouldn't want to buy a house sight unseen, but in certain cases, that's where cash is just perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. Where it's, not, you don't have the money to renovate it. You don't have the ability to show it the way that you want. Then you know what? It makes it clean and easy, and then you can move on, right?
Yeah.
So
yep.
Yeah, and
I just can't imagine that you would think that's a good idea to have chickens run through the inside of your house.
Well,
It was
it's
not a good idea.
It's America. You can do what you want.
Oh, you can, but like, would you? Like, that's like where bird flu comes from or something.
I went into one house. There was dogs, cats, rabbits, and a pig.
And a pig.
Pig's name was Crispy Bacon.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my God.
That's so sad. He knows his fate, like his name. That's horrible. Crispy Bacon. So how does that? I mean, obviously, animal lover, right? And
Yeah.
they did they kill the pig later? I mean,
Dude,
we don't
that's
talk about
messed
that.
up,
We don't
man.
talk
Don't ask about that.
Did you end up buying that house?
We did. Yeah, it worked out great. Obviously it's hard to facilitate showings with Crispy Bacon running around. So
I bet. Was it a trained pig? I mean, like it would follow instructions. They're supposedly smart animals.
It could do flips. It could do everything.
Oh, yeah. So it's definitely worth having in
It
your
came
home.
out with a top hat and a cane. It did a few jokes, a monologue.
It was like Spider Pig in Simpsons.
Well, listen, I know you two have to go after segment. Appreciate you both coming in. Congratulations. You guys are killing it, and I'm very proud of both of you. Simon grew up 2 doors down from us, and it's great seeing how awesome you guys are doing in life. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thanks guys.
Over 22,000 real estate